Hey friends, it's Grace here. Oh my goodness. Let me shut off this light first of all. Hang tight. Hold on. That helps your view for sure. It helps your view. Okay. You guys, thank you to everybody. Hey Mary, thank you to everybody who ordered these Grace's Fabric Bits bundles. I worked on them all day yesterday, fulfilling orders, which is such a blessing. So to everybody who ordered, hearts to you. Thank you. I appreciate you all so much. I actually went through and added an additional little embellishment to these little fabric danglies with little messages on them. So I'm going to make more of those because they took a few minutes to make. This is why it took me all day to fill these orders. They took me a few minutes to make, and I got so many orders. I told you I had a limited number, which I did. And then I got so many orders. I was like, man alive, I can't say no to these ladies. So I made more yesterday. So I'm going to make just the danglies today. We're going to work on danglies. I have some of these already done, but I'll kind of show you my process. I'm going to move these aside. If you did not get in on the dangly or the fabric bundles, I can give you the link here in the comments. Hey, Jean. Good morning, friend. Oh, Mary, you didn't want to be late today. You're a good doobie. You're a good girl. What a happy chick you are to be here just on time. I appreciate you so much. Good morning, Lynn. Hello. You guys, I am going to drop the link to the bundles. Just give me a second to grab it for you in the comments so that anybody who wants to grab one can. I will make more of them. I'm just thrilled that you guys are eating them up. Actually, the project that I'm going to do today is a good use of your little Fabric Bits bundles. And like I wrote in the description of these bundles, you can use every part of this bundle in your junk journal. I'm giving you a time card. It has my stamp on it, but I'm giving you a time card. It has a little stamp here too. You can, once you take this apart and open it up, you can use it in your junk journal. You can use the dangly because they're general enough that you can use the dangly in your journal. You can either leave this on or pull this off this trim, use it in your journal, and then you have all the fabric bits to use in your journal. So every single bit of what you got can be used in your journals, art journals, junk journals, greeting cards, whatever it is that you like to make. I'm going to post this link, and then we can get started with some creative fun. There it is. I'm going to pin that so everybody can find it when you need to. Hey, Jermaine. How are you, friend? How is life treating you lately? Tell me, girl. Okay, I do need... this is really ugly. I know it's really ugly. It's really ugly. But it is what it is. I kind of need it. I'm going to pick out some stamps. I'm going to pick out some fabrics. And I've got some bulb pins here, although I may grab a different set of colors. Let's see if we can just grab some, like just another color. So I have a couple of color options of bulb pins. I did place an order on Amazon today. Grabbing things, girls. Just give me a second. I did place an order on Amazon today for some safety pins that I need, some elastic that I need for creative time. So just like things that I need, especially when I'm hand making things to put into the shop for you guys. I need supplies. I do use some of my stash, but you just need some supplies. It is what it is. You run out of stuff and then you need more. So that I got done. I'm wondering, it would be really lovely if in addition I could add some beads or dangles to these little. So I think what I'll do here, let me use my new little pretty Holly Hobby plate. It has some flower petals in it. But I'm gonna dump the flower petals, my dried flower petals. My new little Holly Hobby plate that I got at the thrift store. Showed that in the thrift store haul the other day. I think that was with subscribers. I'm gonna grab just a few little things. Oh, that's a little fish. Oh my gosh, that's cute. There's a shell. This says handmade on it. It's a little hand and it says handmade. I'm going to grab some of these things and we're going to add them to, what else? There's a music note. There's an elephant. Why not? When you get these little bundles of, there's a cute little butterfly. When you get these bundles of charms, when you get the assorted bundle, are you sometimes surprised at some of the things? I'm like, what on earth? Why an elephant? It's so random. But sure, I'll take an elephant. Here's a leaf. That one would be really nice if I could grab it, if I could get it. I could get my tweezers out. There's some tiny little keys. We need little ones, right? Because this is just a tiny little project. I have some Christmas fabric near me. So maybe some winter themed silver and gold. Christmassy. Oh, these ones are bigger. There's a candy cane. Give me another candy cane. All right, so we'll have some Christmas ones. What is this one? Hold on. Oh, it has fabric stuck to it. That's why it looked funny. It's a little reindeer. Okay. That's what we're going to do. Put those aside and we're going to get going. I have these made. This is just white fabric with some stamping on it. Those can get used. Great. I'm going to just make a bunch of these because I'm going to need them. And I do think it's easier. See, this is scrap. It actually was glued to something. It's okay. We're going to use just the littlest tiny bits of this. Hello, Janet. Happy Friday. I hope you have a blessed day, my friend. Good morning, Leslie. What's everybody up to? What are you all up to this glorious day? I need just a tiniest little strip. Although before I cut my strip, let's decide what little word or phrase or what's going to go on there. So before I do that, I moved my stamps again, girls. I just can't decide the best way to organize all these. So I moved them again. I'm going to go through here and look for some phrases with much love for you. Just a little note, thinking of you, love ya, and good times. Those are cute. I'm looking for tiny little phrases that I can put. Oh, here's some good ones. Thanksgiving, Christmas, birthday. This covers all the things. Here's the festive season. Really cute with the little snowflakes, but that's too big for what I'm needing here right now. Looking for tiny little phrases. Do you have, these are too big, but that's a great set too. Do you have a, man, I love these. A favorite set of tiny little words that you use when you're stamping? These ones are all bee related, although that one says bee and photo. Here, this is easier to see it this way. Got it at the thrift store. I love you, a watt, and then it has the light bulb. Snappy birthday, and it has the photo. You know, you can take a photo with a camera, picture perfect. Newsflash, you are awesome. That one's great. I'm going to pull this out. I like that one. Okay, newsflash. Newsflash, girls. You're awesome. There's a teeniest tiny one with little hearts on it. All right, I think I have enough to work with. Because this one has butterflies. Thinking of you. Let your dreams take flight. Beautiful. All right. Not feeling too inspired by those, so let's just go with what we got. All right. So we're going to do some stamping on the fabric, and then we're going to cut that or pull that apart, and that's going to go on our danglies, maybe with a bead and some other fabrics. Terry says, hello, Grace, TGIF, and a holiday weekend. Yes, it's Labor Day. Guys, my college son is coming home for the first time after leaving for college. And I'll tell you what, he told me he had a doozy of a week. He had a doozy of a week. My poor child. He had a couple of really tough days. I mean, seriously tough days. This child, Violet, always so prepared for everything. so prepared and so ready for everything. And yet he was really struggling because um, it's college and he just has to like figure out what these professors stand for and how to accommodate their here's some more great fabric for stamping. I have this in a section of my fabric tray that is for ties. So I don't want to give that up because it's a really nice long thing for ties. But anything that's really simple can be used either plain or with a very easy to read through pattern could be used for this. So here, let me give you an example. Like I could easily read a stamp on that, even though it's patterned. So I'm, I'm just looking for some things in my stash that I can easily stamp on that we're still going to be able to read what it says. Oh, here's this like vintage fabric with little tiny blue flowers all over it. Anyway, let's just go with what we got. He had a couple of tough days, girls. Perhaps you'll have to bake him his favorite bread and then it should be all right. Oh, it needs mom's love. Leslie, I love that so much. I do. I love that so much. I made banana bread. I made 2 loaves of banana bread with the thought that made them yesterday. Again, and I already had a slice of one of the loaves, but I was thinking he could take one back with him for him and his sweet mates. Newsflash, you are awesome. That's the one I'm after here. Looks like it's been used. I got this at the thrift store, so I don't care. It's been used. That's totally fine by me. Are you a fan of these skinny see-through? Where did my block go? Oh, geez, girls. These kinds of stamps. Do you like them? Don't you like them? That block might be just a tad too small. I took out a block. Girls, are you kidding me with the inefficiency that I got going on over here? This is probably how Landon's whole week felt. Oh, here it is. There it is. Lennon is a very good student and he's very prepared. So I think he is learning that going to college now, he's got to figure out, like he's got to figure out the system. He's got to figure out the system. And he had one class that there was a boy in class. The teacher told them they were going to have a pop quiz. First day of class. I think it was Calculus 2. Okay. Calculus 2. Lennon took college level classes in high school. So he's coming in taking Calculus 2, which is a sophomore level class, at least sophomore level class. I suppose there are some juniors and seniors in college who are there too, if they're changing their major or something. Anyway, talk and craft at the same time, Grace. Anyway, the teacher says, first day of class, we're doing a pop quiz. First day. They take this pop quiz, but it's online. So they have to get onto their computer. They have to, that did not stick well at all. And I can't see it at all. Okay. So I'm going to try a different ink to see what we get. That is Ranger Archival. The poor kid next to him or close to him is wigging out because he cannot get the Wi-Fi on his laptop that he brought with him to work. So he's literally, oh, that's much better. He's literally having like a meltdown. Lennon said, I felt so bad for this kid. Mom, he said he was freaking out because he could not get the Wi-Fi working. And the professor said, just figure it out. Like, it's your computer. You can figure it out. Like, the teacher didn't stop class. It's college level. So I guess this is how it goes, right? But these kids have to get used to it, I suppose. I've got some glue right here. Remember I told you this was glued down to something. I got a little bit of glue right there. I'm not going to pick it off. I'm going to work around it. So let's do that. I'm going to rip this off. So Landon felt so bad. He said, Mom, the kid was literally like, he was having a meltdown. He said, so I went to help him. And he said, I went to help him, but Landon is not computer literate at all. Landon would struggle to figure this out himself, but he felt so bad for the kids. So he went to offer to help and Landon couldn't figure it out. So he turned to the kids around him and said, do you know how to get on Wi-Fi? This is a Mac. I've never used a Mac. this, can you help this kid out? And nobody stepped up to help the poor child. Now, I say child. I don't know if the kid was 19, 20. He's Landon's age, so to me, he's still a child. My little heart was like just heavy for this kid. Okay, I could keep ripping, but it keeps like pulling at all the threads. So I'm just going to use a rotary blade through this to cut this down. And then we can fray it up if we want to. So nobody helps the poor kid. The kid is having a meltdown. Everybody takes their quiz. This kid is so upset. The teacher says to him, Lennon said, the teacher said we should never miss a class, basically. You can if you want to. This is college. No one's going to keep up with you. But if you miss calc and you don't understand what's going on, it's your issue and you need to show up for class. Like, just don't let that happen to you. I love these so much, you guys. Newsflash, you are awesome. Oh my gosh, we got to make a few more. They're so cute. Let's do at least 3 or 4 more. Let's see, can we fit some on here? This is where the glue is, right there. So I'll just go the other way with my stamping. First of all, we can use this section. Let's straighten this out a little bit. Landon felt really bad for this kid. Landon aced calc in high school. He got a 25% on the pop quiz. So Landon's freaking out now. Like, Landon calls me. He's like, I had a really tough day, Mom. First day of calc, pop quiz. I got a 25%. Landon does not get 25% on things. He generally had an easy time in high school. And I said to Landon, you have not done math all summer long. You haven't done any math, number 1. Number 2, I said, you've never taken this professor's class and you don't know, the high school curriculum and the classes that you've taken, even the college level calc, may not be aligned with this guy's syllabus. So my guess, I said to Linda, my guess is that the teacher did this so he could gauge the class's knowledge base. If everybody gets 25%, he knows where he has to back up in terms of calc to get everybody caught up to be able to manage the whole semester. If you're the only one who got 25%, he's probably going to start off at a different place, like more advanced, and say, okay, Lena, you got to catch up, kid. Like, you're not at the same level as everybody else. So this is very common for a teacher to do, I think. But Lena was like, I don't know how much of my grade this counts for. I said, I don't know either, kid. Like, ask the teacher. He's like, he's not very helpful, Mom. I said, well, you're just getting to know him. And I think teachers are really, I think they can be harder on the first day because they don't want to come out across as pushovers. So maybe he's just being hard, like more kind of a, trying to scare tactic, the kind of thing. I don't know. I said, just give it some time. Don't freak out. So Lennon worked. Oh my God, he's been working his butt off. He had his brother go down to his room. He called Gannon, had him go down to his room, and he said, send me all my notes for Calc 1. So Gannon was taking pictures of, thankfully, Lennon kept his notebook for Calc 1 and took pictures of some of the formulas or whatever they needed and sent it to him. Boy, like, with much love. That's a good one. Oh, it's very sticky. This was a thrift store find as well. So that poor child who didn't get the help he needed, Lennon said, I don't know if he's going to show back up for class or if he's going to quit this class or what's going to happen. He was really wigging out. So the teacher tells them it's really important that you show up. And then he kept telling this kid who was really struggling, and he was having a meltdown, like basically crying, Lennon said. He said he told that kid, you can just leave. Instead of helping the kid with his Wi-Fi and the quiz, he said, you can just meet with me later individually and take the quiz. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. You can meet with me later, take the quiz later. But the kid wouldn't leave. He just was sitting there having a meltdown. Oh my gosh. So good. Lennon said after he just told us never miss a class, he told the kid he could leave. So he said, I'm sure he was so confused, like we all were. Oh, he had a tough week at calc. All right. So see how when I rip it, it kind of like warps it a whole lot. If you're going for a super grungy look, that probably would be okay. But it might be easier when you're working with these tiny little pieces of fabric to just cut, and it will naturally fray itself. I think these are so cute. I might want to do a few of those on white. You hate the clear stamps, Leslie? Tell me why. Okay, hold on. All right, hold on, hold on, hold on. Perhaps you'll have to bake him his fair. Okay, Terry says, do you have to use archival ink for stamping? Archival ink means it's permanent. This is a good little lid because it tells you. Acid-free, permanent, and waterproof. Okay, permanent and waterproof, so it's not going to water react. If this thing is going to get wet, it's not going to smear. So do you have to use archival ink with stamping? Not always. I wouldn't need it here because, you know, these fabrics are never going to get washed. So for this, I wouldn't need archival ink. I just happen to have a lot of archival ink because I like it. When I'm working in layers in an art journal or a junk journal, a lot of times I would want archival ink because I don't want it to smear when it gets wet with something else. So you don't have to have this. You can just use regular stamp pads, especially if it's something that's not going to get wet, right? Okay, this I'm going to use this stamp. I'm going to do some of the With Much Love on white. So I need just a piece that's about this wide. So I am going to cut or pull this. And then when I do the rest of this, I'll stamp them all and then I'm going to cut them apart. So see how it gets a little wonky? Let's do some stamping. This is severely thin white. I have no idea where I got this. It might be a little too long. Oh my gosh, it's so cute, the one on this fabric. I don't know where I got this fabric. I don't know where. I'll do a few of these and then we'll start making some dangles. I wonder if I can get some green to show up now instead of just using black ink. That's actually watering can, it's called. It's a gray. Let's see if I can get some of this green, or wouldn't it be fun to do pink? Let's do some pink. I could put the things away that I'm not using. We'll do a few pinks if I can get it to come out. Okay, before I go in on my fabric, let's just make sure this ink pad is juicy. I can see through there. Oh, why were you saying you don't like clear ones? I like that you can see through there to see if the ink actually transferred onto your stamp. Let me see what Leslie said. I hate those clear stamps. My fingerprints are included with every stamp or it won't stay on the block even after sanding. When I have trouble with one staying on the block, I sometimes I just take a drop of water from my spray bottle on my finger and I wet that back side, or I wet the block and then before I stick it on. So maybe try that, Leslie. I love these. I do have one set of stamps that I love that don't stick to the block very well. I'm going to show them to you because I think they don't stick to the block because of the kind of stamp that they are. So give me a second here to finish. I just had them. I used them on, this was the stamp that I used on these, but at first it didn't stick to the block. Let me show you. Hang tight, girls. We're going to put this away. Remember what I said. It's really good if I clean up as I go. Otherwise, I have a big old stinking mess on my hands. I really do. Where is it? I didn't go for my walk yet. I need to go for my walk today. I would say I officially started my cold plunge exploration yesterday. Okay, this set of stamps. I love the design. I don't love the way they were created, the manufacturing of these. They're by Thin Bear. The reason why I think they don't stick to the block. So it's a rubbery here. It's not see-through, but it's cut out close. But it's this side. There's some kind of shiny coat over I think that the graphic that they put on this side of the stamp is a sticker on the foam, and this doesn't stick real well to the block for some reason. So I just wet it to kind of clean it because I think it gets all little bits of, it's kind of sticky, so it gets all bits of things. So I just kind of wet it. I suppose you could even take something like this, like it's a disinfectant wipe, and clean it off and then try to stick it to the block. Like I would let that just not dry completely, but let it dry mostly and then see if you can stick it to a block. It takes a little fidget work, right? I'm going to push it really hard now. See, it wants to slide because it's still a little wet from the disinfectant wipe. But now it's on there. These ones, though, I will say, these do not cling real great to a block. But I love this set. I just think it's so pretty. And I use the little phrases. And like yesterday, I used this little, what do you call it? Gear on the ones that I did yesterday. In fact, I wish I had a tiny, teeny little heart. Let me look at my other sets of stamps. I have my wooden block ones are in a different place. Man, it would be great if I had a teeny, tiny little heart or something to put down there. I don't think I do. Note to self. Maybe there's something in here. There's a little star. Oh, there's a little teeny tiny heart. Oh, crazy girl. It just didn't look hard enough. Look at how excited I am, girls. This $1.99 set from the thrift store. Whoever gave it up. And I got it. Let's add this to our... I have a teeny tiny little block. Let's add this to our stamp. And I'm going to add it in pink because that's just cute. I don't care who you are. That's just cute. So I have to go back to the dentist today. I'm having trouble with a crown that they put in. I'm like, man alive. I hope I don't have to go. I hope I don't have to have it redone. They put a crown in less than a year ago and it's giving me trouble. And I said, I grind my teeth at night. So I think, oh my gosh, look at the little heart. The simplest things make us happy. So he said, come in with your Invisalign, because I wear the Invisalign at night. He said, come in with it and we'll take a look and see if maybe it's not fitting right with that new crown. Now on this one, I think I'll do the little heart in a different color. So let's get the pink off of there. And instead, let's just do the gray. So we get two colors. Really cute. OMG. I love it. So I got to go back in today with my Invisalign retainers or whatever they're called so they can see if they fit. But if they don't, if that's not the issue, he said maybe the cement that he used on the crown didn't take. And I said, well, what do you do in that instance? He said, we take it out and do it all over again. No, girl, say a prayer. See, now it doesn't want to stick to the backing. See, it doesn't want to stick, you little stinker. I'm going to put it on the disinfectant wipe and see. I wonder if the oil's from my fingers. I don't know. This is irritating about these little stamps, but I think it's totally worth it. I would much rather have these. They're so much easier to store than the big ones, the wooden ones with the big wooden handles. So I can deal with it. All right. Look at how cute these are. I'm going to cut them, girls, and I'm going to try to wing it. Tearing would never work. I went really close to each other, and it's such thin fabric that I think it would just ruin it. All right, now I have a bunch of them that I can use. So let's get these all put aside. Now we're going to get our bulb pins. We're going to get some more fabric. We're going to get some danglies, and we're making some dangles. We're making some little sentiment danglies. Life has been very busy this summer, Jermaine says. We'll be glad to get to normal in the fall. I've missed you all. Jermaine, I've missed you in the club. I've missed you in general. But that's true. You know, cooler weather makes us go inside, makes us slow down. Jermaine says, I love to shop thrift stores. My first stop is the craft section. I get lots of crafts there, especially the Salvation Army. Oh, nice job. I get a telephone book. Yellow Pages delivered this week. I'm saving it for journaling. Terry, so smart. I know you use one, but not sure if you just do pages with different materials and sayings. Terry, I've been, thank you for that question. Do I have mine close by? I probably do. Hang tight. And by the way, if you don't get phone books in the mail anymore, I have some old ones for sale in my shop. So you can purchase one. It's super inexpensive. Like really inexpensive. The shipping, you have to pay the shipping. The shipping is what the shipping is. It's the same thing with those little fabric bundles. The shipping is what the shipping is. So it's really a good idea, you know, if you want a fabric bundle, to go grab other things that you might need, like a phone book, because I can send it in the same package. Rice papers, napkins, grab what you need. Okay, now to answer your question, I've been using my phone book to make use my paper scraps. Sometimes I put a focal point, like there's a little paper butterfly that was left over from something, and I just stuck it on there because I thought it was really cute on there. But most of the time I just do paper scraps, and then this has some washi tape on it. I think I was covering up, you know, some bad glue job right there, to be honest with you. And then I can tear them out and fold them in half, and then I have the base of a junk journal. Like, so I have junk journal pages this way. When I tear it out and I fold it in half, I have some junk journal pages, bases for junk journal pages. Look at, I even use, like, that's fabric, that's fabric, that's fabric. So you can use if you have a ton of fabric scraps, this is another good project for that. Tissue paper, all the things. So that's how I use mine. But they also make great backgrounds for artist trading cards, tags, greeting cards, journal cards, you name it. You name it. But that's how I've been using mine. It's really became, for me, it was like I started out doing it as a way of keeping all my paper scraps without having that huge bin full of loose paper scraps, because I wasn't using them, number one, because it was so overwhelming how much I had in there. This way I have tons and tons of paper scraps, but they're all glued down on paper, and then I can easily pull them out and use them however I want. Okay, now, if I'm going to be layering this on this, you see, I want them to be, this piece that goes underneath to be somewhat bigger. Okay, so I can use this. I just have to get it to be a little bit bigger. And I'm going to cut off some of this white like that. It has some of the selvage on it. Who cares? Nobody cares. I could go this way and go a little toward the top because I got to get my pin in there. And then what's showing on the bottom is the yellow part. Okay. This is scrap busting at its finest. Okay. Here's this skinny, thin little piece of fabric left over. Why not use it in conjunction with with much love? I'm going to make this one a little bit shorter. Those little bits will go in the garbage, and then I can stick my pin through these. So let's do the backgrounds for some of these. I just got to grab some fabric scraps. Now, I found this in remember I told you I went through all of my fabric? I had all of my fabric in a big 2-gallon glass jar, and I went through all of it the other day. We were watching some TV, and I went through all of it, and I organized it like this, and I started hand stitching. This one is a really good one because you can really see it here. I just sat there watching TV and putting pieces of fabric together and hand stitching them, so I have little bases to glue onto tags, ATC cards, journals, tabs, to make dangles, like whatever I decide to use them for. So now that I've got this kind of all organized by size, in my mind, these little bins make sense. Then I can start hand stitching, layering and hand stitching, or I can use these as my base for a project like this. So now I can go through here. Like, these are long, skinny strips. They're perfect for this. So we're going to use these long, skinny strips. This I found in that glass container. I must have done a project with Christmas fabrics, and I had all these little tiny strips left over. And that's the kind of girl I am. I can't throw them out. So because they were Christmas, and they all matched, I wanted them in a little baggie so they didn't get just thrown amongst the generic fabrics. So I'm going to put that in my bin like that. But see, now I can give myself some bases. Oh, I don't like the pink with that, so I'm not going to do that. Let's do a couple of these newsflash with this fabric. So when you get your fabric bits, girls, when you order that Grace's Fabric Bits bundle on my website, you're going to get a bunch of new little fabrics of different colors and shapes and different styles, and also different fabrics. Some of them are flannel, some of them are cotton muslin, some of them are fleece, you know, so you're going to get, I put in some, Mama P sent me part of a wedding dress. Oh, look at, this is Boo Boo Kitty in hot pink. Ha, with much love, with Boo Boo Kitty. Yes, ma'am, we are doing it. So cute. I'm going to have Boo Boo Kitty hanging down there. I'm not going to cut her off. I'm going to cut this little bit off here, but I'm going to let Boo Boo Kitty hang down low. Makes me happy. Okay. I don't know how I could do that with this one because there's no real full Boo Boo Kitty here, but let's just grab one of these and double layer it with some pink. Oh, I love that little flower. Okay. I love the little flower. It would be really cute hanging off the end or at the top. So I'm going to do this and I'm going to cut off this end. That way I can keep that little flower on the end there. Lining these up so I can do danglies with them in a few minutes. This would work with this fabric, kind of the same vibe going on. Newsflash, you're awesome. This one says with much love. Oh my gosh, perfect size. We'll keep those two together. All right. See, so now I can go back to my my bin of fabrics and just go through. These are my strips. Go through. Oh, here's some pumpkin strip. That kind of would go with the color that I got going on here. It's a little bit wide, but it's okay. We can make it work. So what we're going to do, we're going to cut it down like this. We're going to cut it down like this. This is a great fabric stash buster. Oh my gosh, so cute. I need a drink of water, girls. Make it look so easy. It's obvious to me that I'm not doing something right. Oh, with your, you mean with your stamps. Try to clean it with a disinfectant wipe. I wouldn't use a baby wipe because that has perfumes in it sometimes. If it has a fragrance, it has some oils in it sometimes, lotions. So try to use a disinfectant wipe, which is meant to like get rid of streaks and oils, right? If you have oils on, like if you put lotion all over your hand and then you're handling that thing, that may be why it's not sticking to. So even an alcohol wipe would help you with that. Perhaps they're too old. I don't know, Leslie. I'm not sure about that. Jenna says, I had issues when I first bought my block because I didn't realize it had a film in it that needed to be removed. Oh, sure. Okay, here's one. This one I haven't used yet. It's just wrapped in a plastic wrap that you take it out of. But some of them, that film, Janice, thank you for bringing up. Some of them, the film is literally on there like a sticker and you have to peel it off. So check both your block and your stamps for a film on there. Thank you for suggesting that, Janice. You must be so excited for your cruise. That happened to me with a crown and they put the second one in for free. Terry, I'm glad you said that because I was thinking to myself, I do not want, first of all, this is torture to have this done again. I don't know. This is not fun dental work to have done. Oh, and my gums are super sensitive. So whenever I have things done, my gums just revolt and they'll be sore and they bleed for like a week or two, sometimes months. Like it took me months to recover from this damn procedure in the first place with my gums. And then when it finally, my gums were better, it took months, literally, I would say 3 months. When my gums finally felt better, I noticed it wasn't quite right. So I'm like, man. So I went in for my dental cleaning the other day and I told them, it's just not quite right. There's just something not quite right. So anyway, when he told me we might have to do the whole thing again, I was like, okay, avoiding that at all costs. That was my first thought. Okay, this is a cute little plaid. We had a little piece there. Let's use this one. Again, I have more of that. But then I thought, I shouldn't have to pay for that. If your cement didn't take, if the cement that you put in there didn't take, it's not anything I did. So I hope they're going to just fix it for free because I don't feel like I should have to pay for that. And it's so bloody expensive, dental work. And we don't have insurance. So I'm glad you said that, Terry. Lynn says, I volunteer at a thrift store one day a week, and I'm always excited when I see crafty things. Ooh, Lynn, do they give you the opportunity to get first snatches at those things? Or do they have a rule like it has to go out on the floor, and then when you get off work, if it's still there, you can shop it? I'm just wondering. When I worked at our local thrift store, we didn't have an official rule about that. So it was just like a free for all. Some people took advantage and would stow, like as they were opening boxes and putting stuff out, if they saw something they liked, they'd have somebody price it, and then they would like just stow it aside. It wouldn't go out on the floor. They just stow it aside so that later afterwards they could check out. But I'm sure some places have rules. Yeah, yes, Terry. Absolutely. You're welcome. What an awesome idea. I have one of those big pretzel plastic containers of fabric pieces and didn't know what I would do with them. This is a great use. Yes. You probably have stamps, right? You have little stamps. You can use safety pins. You don't have to have the bulbs. In fact, if I have a couple of safety pins, I wouldn't mind trying this with a couple of safety pins, but I don't know where they are. So I'm not even going to force you to wait for me to find them. Ordered 2 packs. I can't wait to see what I got. Oh, exciting, Terry. Thank you for the order. I tried, for those of you who ordered more than one, I tried to make sure that that there weren't a whole lot of duplicates in the fabrics that you got. Holly ordered 5 of the bundles. So I actually went back and made more bundles because I didn't want her to get a lot of duplicates. And so I made those in 2 batches, which had, if I made 9 of them originally. So those all had the same fabrics in them. And then I made another batch. They had different fabrics in them. So I had those 2. So I gave Holly 1 from each batch. And then I made 3 more batches specifically for her so that she wouldn't get duplicates. I worked all day on these yesterday. It was a joy to do it. But I do try really hard to accommodate when you guys place orders. Thinking from your perspective, like if I had ordered this stuff, what would I want? I would not want duplicate fabrics. Hey, Joyce. How are you, darling? Mary says, I see these iris containers that have individual 4x6 boxes inside of them. They are great for organizing small things like wooden cutouts or dies. Oh, good. Boarded by 11:30 a.m. Janice is going on a cruise with her hubby, an anniversary cruise. Super exciting. I hope, of course, blessings for safe travels and for just, easy. No hiccups in your travels. If I see something in the back room, I ask first dibs. Good, Lynn. Get it, girl. Assert yourself. Hey, Kimberly, how are you? Kim, I'm so proud of you. She was doing her thing at the gym. I'm so proud of you. I wish we lived close so we could gym it together. I just decided recently, okay, I've been walking every day. Look at polka dots. Everybody loves polka dots. This is all wonky. It does not have a straight edge on either side. So let's do this. And I'm going to keep it wonky, but I'm going to give it a straight edge on the top so when I pin it. I was thinking recently I'm going to look into the gym. I just canceled Landon's gym membership because, of course, he's 90 miles away now, and he got a job at the Wellness Center, which is the college's gym. So he has a gym membership just through the college. He doesn't need a gym membership anymore. But I was thinking I wouldn't mind looking into classes, like noon classes for just strength building. I'm feeling like this is just a little too wide. Let me see if I can shave off a little more. But wouldn't it be fun if we could work out together, Kim? I don't know if you're into that. I used to, when I was working out regularly, before I got really bad with my health, I always met my friend there, and it was just nice. It was just nice to have someone to meet. Oh, I got another strip of her. Oh, look at. There we go, girl. Let's get this one is a little bit wider. Let's grab this one. It's just too wide for me, I think, for this application. So we're going to make this a little more narrow on both counts, but I don't want to lose Boo Boo Kitty. She's so cute hanging out the end there. So I'm going to go like this. Watch your fingers, girls, when you do this. Go slow. I still have her there. And I think I'm just going to cut. It's a little bit too long, I think. These are so cute for your junk journals to hang off the end. Oh my gosh, so cute. Okay, do I have any left? I have 2 left. Let's just do these 2 last ones. I have actually, you know what I'll do? I have all of these left too. And I think this one says Soul Whispers. This one says Just Start. And then I have With Much Love. And I think what I'll do is I'm gonna find a place. I'm gonna find a place to store these. And I don't feel like I need to use all of them now because I may end up saying, okay, like, oh, I want to put something on the cover of a junk journal. I can take one of my hand stitched things and like, one of these little messages and either glue it or stitch it down. And then I have something to stick on a junk journal, a tag, a gift bag, like wherever you want to use it. So I think I'm not going to use all of these. I'm going to, they got all little fabric bits everywhere. That's why I called it the fabric bits bundle. I think I'm going to leave those plain and then like try to find a place in my little organization here to store those where I can keep them safe. So I'll worry about this part. I'm just going to line them up in my drawer. I don't have a bin for them, but I'm just going to line them up in my drawer so I have them. And then let's work with what we got here. So plenty. All right. Now I got my dangles. I got my pins. I wish I had safety pins. I'm going to look in one place. I told you I wouldn't torture you, but I'm going to look in one place. It would be so fun, Kim. I would love it. OMG. Praise be Jesus. Praise be Jesus, Kim. I'm not kidding you. That is really good news. Do you see what she said here, guys? Her husband had a doctor's appointment. He had some checking on, like, I almost lost what I was doing there. She says, just so you know, my husband's appointment went very well and cancer is gone, baby gone. Thank you, Jesus. That's good news. That is good news. I bet your heart is so relieved. Okay. When I put these on here, I do it backwards kind of because I think when I stick this onto a project, I can't get it through. It's watercolor paper. The stuff is going to be hanging this way. So I need to put things on backwards. So we're going to start with, here's a key. Let's start with the key. Oh, I really bent that stinker. Start with the key and then put your words in front of the key. And in fact, I want this. I'm changing the positioning of the two. And then clip it. Okay, so I have my little key. And then newsflash, you are awesome. You can use paper scraps and do this as well if you don't have a ton of fabric, or you can do a combination of the two. Okay, my key went all the way plumb to the other side. I'm going to make a bunch of these. I'm going to put them in a folder. And then when I'm making my books, I'll have just a bunch of them made. I'm also making them so that if anybody else orders some of the Fabric Bits bundles, these are going to go on the Fabric Bits bundles. All right, I didn't know if this was going to work, but I found a little gold bead. Yeah. Oh no, is it? It won't go around the, it's stuck on the bulb part. All right, no, that has to be on a straight pin. I tried. I have these little 4-leaf clovers that are gold though, so let's use one of those and a newsflash. Newsflash, you're awesome. So I'm just gonna pile them up. Let's do on this one, let's do the butterfly. How strongly do you feel? It is such good news. So the prayer is always powerful. How do you feel about mixing metals? Do yours have to match? You can see clearly from me what I think about that. I don't think that a lot of people notice when you're flipping through a junk journal and you notice a dangly. I don't think anybody's scrutinizing. Now, I didn't use any of my Christmas stuff, so I don't need the Christmas themed things. Ooh, the musical note's cute. Let's use the musical note. And then what do I want to put the musical note with? How about the blue? No, let's do this one. You could, if you really wanted to get super fancy, you could you could use your eyelets too through your fabric, but I'm not doing that. I'm not that fancy. Can I show you something? Want to see something really gross? Mine don't need to match either, Kim. I don't, whatever your decision is, I always say you do you. But on a junk journal, I don't think they need to match. I'm going to show you something really gross. You ready? Are you ready for this, girls? Check this out. Oh, that makes me want to throw up. That is just smudge, man. I'm trying to rust some metals. This has been sitting here for days. Some of the stuff just isn't rusting. I'm testing it, girls. But wow, that looked like sewer water. It's been sitting there for days. I haven't had the energy to like deal with it yet. Like I gotta dump that out and try to figure out, dry everything off and see what rusted and what didn't before I report to you. But not necessarily thrilled with the results because not everything there rusted. And I was talking again in my little chemistry whiz. And I said to him, I want you to bring this project to Mr. Lehman at the high school. I said, I'm trying to I don't know if the quantities that I got of what you put in there are wrong, but the things they're not rusting. And he said to me, Mom, not all metals rust. And I was like, what do you mean? What do you mean? He's like, Mom. And then he's listing off all this stuff. I'm like, kid, you should be a chemical engineer or petroleum engineer. He's going to do engineering of some sort, and he's thinking about mechanical like his brother. But I said, kid, you'd be a really good chemical engineer. He's taking college level chemistry as a senior, and he's like, Mom, I have to memorize all these formulas. And oh gosh, he was cracking me up with the conversation about it. I don't want to use gold with the pink. I don't want to. You can't make me. Where's my silver ones? I feel like silver. Oh man, I just dumped a pack down behind my desk. So I pulled all of like I started saying earlier when I just came on that my college son, he's coming home. He's only been gone for a week and a half, but he's coming home to hunt this weekend. And I'm so excited to see him. So he's going to hunt for a couple of days, and he's probably going to have to go back. It's a long weekend, but I would like for him to go to back Sunday instead of, because his roommates will still be there. They can't go home. They live far enough away that they can't just go home. You know what, girls? I put a dangly on that other one with the heart, and the dangly covered the heart. So I'm not even going to put a dangly on these ones with Boo Boo Kitty. I did on that other one, but I'm thinking I don't love it. Let's just put a pin on these without the dangle, because I don't want to cover up my little heart. So I pulled all the sheets off his bed. He left, but his bed was still, sheets on it and stuff. So I pulled all his sheets off and his mattress cover and washed all his linens for him. And I got to go make his bed again, because now he's coming home. I washed all the stuff and it's just sitting in a laundry basket. It has to go back down to his room, but I haven't done that yet. So I was like, oh, him coming home. It's the catalyst to get me going. Got to get moving on that. So I got to do that today. I'm not seeing any new comments. I don't know if YouTube is stuck or what. Ladies, can I just remind you, please, while you're here hanging out with me, I want a dangle on this one? I don't think so. Let's do a few without. We can always add it. Like when you're putting it on your book, you can always grab some metal embellishments and put them on later. I've got a bunch of them with the metal embellishments. I think I'll do a few without, although this key is so stinking cute. It's just the teeniest little key ever. Look how little it is. And it matches my bulb pin. Oh, let's do it. I just want to remind you, please make sure you subscribe to the channel, and please hit the like button, number one, and comment. Say something when you're here visiting, whether you're here visiting replay or you're here live. Please just say hello. Please say, oh, that's cute. Something, just, or anything, just say anything, because it helps us so much, you guys. I think I'm going silver on this one. Yes, thank you, Lynn. Thank you for the reminder. That's exactly what I was just saying. Please help us out. We spend so much time sharing online, and we're competing for airtime with many other creative, talented people, men and women who are creating. They could be a chef, they could be a yoga instructor, they could be a musician, they could read poetry. There's a lot of people out there doing things that are so worthy watching, and that we have to compete with. So your help is much appreciated. All right, I'm going to put my bulbs back. Look at all we got done. Super excited about those. If you want one of the fabric bits bundles, I gave you guys the link in the comments. I'll do it one more time just to make it easier if you're watching now, so it just kind of pops on the screen for you. Don't forget, if you are a club member, if you're in the Craft Therapy Club, you're a paid member of the club, you get an exclusive discount that you can always use when you shop in the store. So when you're shopping, if you decide you want to grab a phone book, grab your phone book, grab some rice paper. I have a lot of fall and Christmas rice papers and napkins. Grab those. Grab your fabric bits bundles. I am considering, after doing this, I'm getting more excited about the idea of creating more things, handmade items for in the shop. So if there are particular handmade items that you ever see me make that you would like to have a few of, things like this, please let me know in the comments, because your feedback would be really helpful. So I know, as I'm considering doing this, adding more handmade items to the shop, what would you like? You want journal cards? Do you want tags? Do you want ATC cards? If I was offering handmade items, I am working on a bunch of journals that are going to be in a sale. Here's one journal cover that I finished. I absolutely love this journal cover, you guys. It actually is so hard for me to let go of this stuff, but I have to earn income, you guys. I got to pay the bills, man. I got a boy in college who eats like a madman. Here, I used one of my little fabric hand stitched pieces there on the back of this book cover. So the book cover is done, mostly. I'm going to, on this one, my plan is to create a binding where the pages can be removed if you want to remove them, so that you can add pages to it, take pages out easily, so they will not be stitched into the book cover. It's going to be removable. So I'm going to work on that yet. But I have been working on book covers. I have these ones, the fabric part all made. It takes a while, it takes a while to do this, because you've got to glue, you got to wait for the glue to dry, then you got to decorate it. So I've been making book covers with the idea of my upcoming sale. But if there are particular homemade things that you would like, or handmade things that you would like me to make available for sale, please let me know. Your feedback is incredibly helpful to me. It's important to me that I give you what you want. So let me know. Thank you, Kimberly. I love that one too. I love her so much. It turned out, look at the little flower. It turned out so pretty. And I got all bits of, and I hand stitched this too. So this stuff just takes time, girls. It takes time. I've got this beautiful polka dotted sheer fabric underneath there, some crochet, embroidery. I've got a gold wax seal. That's another thing you can buy in the shop, a set of wax seals for me, a variety of them. The nice thing about buying the wax seals already made, wax seals take some time to make, right? Because you got to let everything heat up. You got to pull out all the silicone base, and you got to, load your gun or melt your wax beads, and then pick your stamp and stamp it. Each one of the stamps is at least $10. So if you wanted to have a variety of 12 stamps designs to put in your books, if you wanted to have a wide variety, say you wanted a dozen different stamp designs, it's going to cost you at least $120 just for the metal stamp. So to buy a dozen from the shop that are pre-made, but they have a variety of stamp designs, I think that's a really nice offer to be able to give to you guys. So I don't know if you know it, but you can buy a set of 12 gold wax seals from me that have a variety of designs on them. I love them on the cover. I love them in a lot of places, but on this cover, I just love the way that just adds something extra to the cover. All right, ladies. Oh, good, Kim. I'm so glad. Yes, Lynn, I think it's really fun to have something made up by somebody else to add to your junk journals, because it may add a variety or a style that you wouldn't naturally come up with on your own. I think that's lovely. I think it's lovely. I think you're all lovely. Thank you for being here. Oh, by the way, girls, remember this watch? Remember I bought some cameo bundle from Goodwill? I looked up this watch the other day, and it was selling on a site for $350. I put it aside because I'm like, I love it, and I'm going to keep this for myself. I still haven't figured out if it works. I haven't gotten that far, or how to, like, I don't know if it has a battery or not. I've not gotten that far, but I looked it up, and it was selling on one site for $350. Talk about junk, thrift store score. Lynn, I have no idea how to even say that. Broderie and glaze. I don't know what that is, but I love it too. I love it too. Have a beautiful, blessed weekend, you guys. Thanks for being here with me. I appreciate you all. Bye.